Yo, what is up folks, TrevorTG here, and today we're taking a look at Kappa Canoneer Affinity in Timeless. 6 mana improvise, so you can tap artifacts to help pay that. Ward 4, so it protects itself, but whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a counter on it and it can't be blocked this turn. It's a big threat, it comes out pretty early, it protects itself, and it has evasion as well. So this is the new card that we're slotting into the Affinity shell here. We have a bunch of new cards from Modern Horizons 3, this being chief among them, but there are some other awesome additions. One of those is Ugin's Labyrinth. This is a land, enter the battlefield, exile a colorless card with mana value 7 or greater from your hand. We've got a couple of things for that, and then it taps for 2 colorless, which is nice. And then later on you can tap it to return an exile card. To that end, we have 4 copies of Mirror Enforcer, and its new friend, Frogmere Enforcer as well. Both of these are 7 mana creatures with affinity for artifacts. These both exile to Ugin's Labyrinth, and they're also playing really well into our game plan. We also, with Affinity, have Thought Monitor. 7 mana, requires blue this one, but Affinity for artifacts, and then enter the battlefield, it draws 2 cards. We unfortunately don't have Thought Cast on MTG Arena. That's fair enough. We've got these things. They're pretty awesome. We're kind of counting down from large to small then. We've got 4 copies of Simulacrum Sympathizer, which plays really well with all these big, expensive artifact cards. 2 and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, we scry 2, and then whenever another artifact of mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you make a construct, or a construct that gets bigger for each artifact you control. Pretty great with all of these cards, and also triggers off itself. We also have 2 copies of Emery. This kind of gives us a deck like a bit of, without Thoughtcast, this gives the deck a bit of like, hey, we've got some resilience here, we can get things back. Also like digs for all these cards like go to your hand. Or effectively you get to use your graveyard, just add a bunch of cards to your hand. Pretty nice. Obviously we can play it for very, like for 1 most of the time. But also because we're only playing 2, there's no like Mox Ambers here. We're mostly recasting things for the graveyard and recurring some of our cool threats, which is nice. Then 2. 4 copies of Patrick Automaton, gets bigger when you cast an artifact. Again, is another threat that protects itself with the ward ability. 1 reality chip, which I'm trying here as a bit of a meme, but hey, if it's a cryptic creature, you can play lands and cast spells on top of your library, which is super nice. Obviously, it adds affinity and like is a nice way to kind of make your artifacts deal a little bit more and use some additional mana. At 0 then, we'll just go down the list. 4 copies of Mishra's Bauble. This sits in play where you get affinity stuff, and then later on in the game you can use this to draw cards. In a pinch you can sacrifice it early, but hey, we have 4 Ornithopter, again, Affinity, is a nice thing to put the reality chip on. These are 0 mana spells that trigger Patrick Automaton, and then also make all our Affinity stuff cheaper. 3 copies of Moonstone Prototype. This is some acceleration. Only 3 copies because like drawing multiples can be tricky. Can also use the channel ability for some interaction, but tap an untapped artifact or creature you control to add a colorless, and then the 5 mana ability to spin a non-land permanent is kind of handy. 1 Lava Spur Boots and 1 Shadow Spear, both cheap artifacts that are really nice on creatures. These Lava Spur Boots give a creature +1/+0 haste and ward, super nice. Once it's like in play, when you're playing these, when you're getting tokens, they get haste and a little bit of protection, which is nice. Also lets the Kappa Canoneer, which does trigger itself when it comes to the battlefield to give itself unblockable, attack straight away, which is super handy. The Shadow Spear, obviously has been stable for a while. +1/+1, trample lifelink, just gain life back versus the Agronax. And Burn, which is really popular on Arena, and the trample over is quite nice. And lastly, Chalice of the Void. One nice thing about Ugin's Labyrinth is if you have Ugin's Labyrinth, one of these cards, and the Chalice, you can Chalice on 1 really early. Bear in mind you want to cast your 0 mana spells before you put Chalice on 0. It's another 0 mana artifact that triggers Automaton. It does a lot. Like there are decks in the format that really rely on 1 mana spells, and that's kind of what you're aiming for. Also can be nice on 0, like you can play out your 0 mana artifacts before you play the Chalice, and hey, you've not got too much stuff you're locking yourself out from, but this is another big reason. And so we're going to take this into some best of 1 Timeless ranked. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get into some matches. Alright, first match here. We've got like 2 artifacts, 3 artifacts. This is coming down like a little late. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I think we can find something better. I think we keep this. We can exile the Frogmere Enforcer to the yeah, we've got a turn 1 Chalice hand here. I think I'm putting 1 of these lands on the bottom. Okay, opponent's conceded. Oh no. If you aren't aware, I did a Amped Raptor Thoracle run. I'm worried the opponent was just like on that. And it's just like Mulligan's Oblivion and conceded. But hey, if you've not seen it, check out that video, but we're going to carry on. Alright, match 2. I've got a couple of free artifacts with the Patrick Automaton into Thought Monitor. It seems pretty solid. We can also play one of these tapped. I'm just going to keep this. It's not like got loads going on, but it's got enough to be like, hey, yeah, okay, looks solid. It is also the kind of hand that gets thrown about part by authorities. So watch this space. Swamp. I wonder if I'm not seeing if anyone's been doing like the Necro dominant stuff. Because obviously you got Necropotence on Arena. Okay, right, well, here we go, we get to find out. The beginning is that you pay any amount of life if you do drop many cards. Now you draw them as well, which is important. So you get the Childred stuff, which is really cool in this deck in particular. I'm going to make a video of this at some point, but Mythic wildcards are tough to come by right now. Putting Chalice on 1 would be good here, but we don't have the resource to do that. I am just going to say go. Yeah, I don't think there's enough actual 0 amount of spells, but cutting them off with Dark Ritual is pretty good. I think that's more useful than us. Oh, yeah, they have to discard a fire still. Okay, I'm just going to Chalice on 1 here because I think that protects us the most. And cuts off Dark Ritual, which is probably the most powerful card for them to actually accelerate things out. I think that's good. And then we can go Patch Automaton, dump some stuff, and then next turn, use a Thought Monitor. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Okay, assemble. What are they going to assemble for? It's kind of interesting. So normally you can see like Grief Scam stuff. So you see Grief, you see the Reanimates, you see some other targets with that. You can see like Liliana. There are also some burn kind of things here. Ah, right. Yeah, the Chalice. The Chalice will get you. The Chalice will get you. Alright, well, that's score 1 for Chalice of the way. Let's go. Next match. Alright, match number 3. We actually have Chalice. Oh, okay. So we have Chalice on 0 and Chalice on 1. I think we do use these. And I'm going to try and keep this. It depends. Like, this hand is like heavily dependent on what our opponent is playing a little bit. But we're going to try and play to our strengths here. If you play this on 1, this actually will have CMC 2. And so it won't get counted. It does cut us off from other 0 mana artifacts, which means we might be playing from behind a little bit. But the plan is that we should hopefully be able to get there into doing enough. Now, okay, opponent's gone like Polluted Delta. We have Thoughts East here. These things are pretty vulnerable. We are playing off the top of our deck a little bit, but kind of gambling that the Chalice is a 0 and Chalice is a 1, which Chalice on 0 is not like as effective as it could be in this format, but it's still pretty good. In this situation, we even get to cheat a little bit. We get to use the Mosto prototype, and then Chalice for 1 still. So we can use this Chalice to tap for this Chalice. Oh, don't misclick here. There we go. Alright, and now this is 3. We can cast this next turn. We are 1 mana, 1 land effectively away from casting this. We've got a Thought Monster coming down. We're in a pretty good spot, because 1 versus like a deck playing Deathrite Shaman, you'd expect like a lot of Brainstorms, Lightning Bolts, Thought Seizers, 1 mana spells here. We'll see what we actually get, but hey. Alright, well. The thing is that like you still probably want to cast the Kells into it, because you can use it with Deathrite, you can Treasure Cruise, that kind of thing. And so, hey, there's that as well. In for 1. No, they're going to use the Deathrite, exile their Thoughtseize or something. They're thinking about it. They're just going to do it now. Okay. Sure. We can Labyrinth here. Labyrinth is really interesting. Labyrinth, we can exile the Mirror Enforcer. We can play this for 3 anyway. We do both things. If I'm going to try it here. We're exiling this, but the idea is that we get to play the... We go 2 and a blue for the Thought Monitor. Oh, we hit this as well. Okay, we can't go and make the... Have this for... Yeah, X is actually... This needs an actual 5th artifact. Okay. Emery, while it says 1, it's actually 3. So now we're kind of off to the races. There's maybe a mistake doing this way around. We could have played this and the Thought Monitor here, but actually, that's tough. Alright, we're going to get griefed. They should hopefully not have a way to scam this for more than 1 mana, but we are going to get griefed. This is kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if they take the Kappa Canoneer, we get to make Synthesizer, and then all the artifacts come back. We also have an Emery in play, which is pretty good. This is a lot of the stuff. Alright. There's Landforce. They can start casting Grief soon. That's going to get Chaliced. Alright. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna be careful here. I'll go colorless and a blue Synthesizer. Put both these on the bottom. 1, 2, 4. We're done. Okay, yeah, it looked like you couldn't cast it. It was really, really weird. But now we get these things. This is Ward 4 as well, it's just impossible to kill. Yeah, we're pretty much presenting it nearly equal attack. Nice. Everything kind of just came together though. Alright. Okay, this is a Chalice hand, but with a little bit of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. Like, we're getting this pretty soon. But now the second land, I don't really want to keep it. Yeah, let's mulligan. We'll keep this. I'm gonna bomb one of the Bunny Phelpses. Yes. This sounds a little easy thoughtsies, but it's okay. I'll say go, and I'll load up this automaton. I might cash out some of these Mishra's Baubles depending on what we draw. He's featured a land already. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna cast one of these. I'm gonna just bauble me with this one. And then depending on what's on top of our library, decide whether we... Okay, so we got that. We're just gonna leave this bauble in play for a little bit longer. That way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, we can cast this. Assuming no interaction there. There you go. We get to draw this. We'll get another draw step as well. Things are looking okay. Grist is an interesting card. Whenever another creature leaves the battlefield, or enters the battlefield, you can pay green. If it enters from the graveyard, then you get to flip it. This appears to be Yawgmoth, which means we need to win the game pretty quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we need to keep this in play, unfortunately. Okay. Go ahead and cast this. Alright, Kappa Canoneer. Might be a little slow here. We're gonna attack. We'll see how things go. Death touch. Whoops. But okay. No lands in graveyard, so no turn 3 Yawgmoth. It's not the end of the world. If they have like a good way to bring this back, though, that's actually pretty bad. We can make a Kappa Canoneer next turn, and this is going to be our route to winning the game. But we might be a little slow. And to be fair, the Patrick Automaton at that point was just sitting in play. Whether this is a worthwhile exchange or not. Ooh. 6 is a really cool card. I've not had a chance to play with this yet. You can retrace the graveyard. It's especially good with Grist. You can just bring it back straight away. That's pretty cool. Okay, we got Chalice. That's really good, but not necessarily in a... Like, we want this Chalice on 1 here. Prevent the retracing of some of these. And it stops some other stuff. And then we can still do this, actually. That's okay. It gets a counter on it. It's got a ward, all that good stuff. Nice. Okay, so they can't retrace Grist. Or they can try, but it'll get countered. We get a nice little soft block here. If they try it. We don't have a creature, sorry, a land to exile the graveyard anyway, but... Not the Reliquary fans rejoice. I want to play this card a bunch. I picked up a foil and paper, partly because it's like EDH. They forgot about the Chalice. The rest will get counted. That'll also get counted. If the Halfling was in play, then they could grist without an issue. But hey. They just gotta keep doing this. We go ahead and block. And escape. Chalice is actually the broken card, it looks like. Okay, alright. Could be the final match here. See how things go. Ooh, 3. Not tough, we've got 1 mana. So pretty viable. These are very exciting, but hey. We're gonna mulligan. On the draw at least. You got the Chalice. Alright. I think we can lead into Chalice here. We 1 free artifacts, 1 2. We can person 0 2. I keep 6. I'll put the these cards are effectively the same in this deck. I'm just gonna put this. Keep the mirror torso for all time's sake. Okay, this was actually a pretty clutch draw here. Blue red. Okay, so it wants to be a Chalice on 2, but I think because the way our draw lines up, we actually want to play it on 0. You know what, no. I'm gonna end. If we have an opportunity to play it on 1, that's fine. We can play it on 0 next turn. I don't think we're gonna go. They could go like DRC Ball, but I'm not too worried about that. Alright, looks like we're gonna have some counter magic here. We can 1 0. We can't quite cap it this turn. They've got lots of mana open as well. Obviously we're stranding this, but you know what, okay. I'm gonna cast this as the old lady. If you want to play it for 0, we can always play it later. I don't think they're going to have any. By the looks of things, they're more of a bleeder, like it is a control deck or combo deck. It's unlikely they have that many 0 mana spells. Or in fact, any. Sure. I just don't want to cast this straight into Spell Pierce or Mana Drain, when we can just deploy stuff and try and get these online faster. If they can like tap out for something here and then we Chalice on 1, I'd be super happy with that. And the Shadow Spear, like if they are playing like if they are just have a slow hand with like, obviously not actual Delver because Delver doesn't really get played, but Delver-esque stuff, then that'd be fine. Yeah. And yeah, the reason why I'm like, oh, I'm really excited to play Chalice in this format and not in like Historic, is that Chalice or 1 in Historic doesn't really do anything. In this format, 1 is really important. Okay. Maybe I'll try this on 1. It probably gets cast out on Mana Drains, but I'm kind of okay with it. The alternative is like one of these gets hit. Playing it on 0, they maybe let it resolve, but then whatever we play off of these is what gets counted, and then these are a little bit more. The most valuable thing is a Chalice on 1, but we're not allowed a Chalice on 1, so we take what we get. Alright, anyway. Let's see what's actually going on. No Brainstorm. Well, they do have baubles in their deck. Okay, yeah. So if they have baubles in their deck, it definitely seems like they're playing a death right, like a not death right, a Dragon Rage Challenger build. Dragon's Rage Challenger, Channeler, DLC. Dragon's Rage Channeler, not Challenger. They've just got to raise their hand. Fair enough. Means they maybe also don't have as many counter spells. We'll see how things go here. What do we draw? Alright, we got a new Chalice on 1. They did see that. We're going to try and replay this on 1. See if they have another counter spell. They do. That's fair enough. Pass it back over. No interest to crack these with these in hand. We're 1 mana source away from doing it. And we could try and play Chalice on 0 and do these. We're just going to get the other thing countered. Alright, expressive we need to... Now they're getting gas in the tank. Okay. Still a bunch of mana untapped. Still no threats in play. Pass it back. Ooh. Emery's a nice one, but is just a bolt for removal. I'm thinking about though. As I say, these are counterspell and Emery, I'll be super happy, but if it somehow miraculously lives, then woo. But alright. Getting lightning bolt. The other thing is that eventually they're going to draw into like a treasure cruise, get kind of away from us. We have like Thought Monitor to draw into. Thought Monitor on this board, so it unfortunately does not do anything. But we're really close to being able to do something. Really close. New Expressive is great. What we can do. That nice grindy game. Exile Brainstorm. Brainstorm away. I used to have a Chalice someone. Yeah, they have a counter spell. It's that's what it is. The wild thing is that they've not had any threats. They now have like a ton of cards, but like, even after they put 2 back, they're gonna have a grip of 5 after using Expressive already. So, hey. Oh, no Fetch Land, but Fiery Islet. No Perfect Brainstorm. Okay. Sure. Fair play. Right. Ornithopter. There's now a little bit of urgency. I'm going to try this Kappa Canoneer and hope it resolves. Oh, they don't have another counter spell. This thing is Water 4. Goes up to 5 toughness. We just slap a Shadow Spear on this and it's over. It's the plan anyway. See how it goes. I was hoping they'd sacrifice the Fiery Islet, but we're not there yet. They know what's on top of their library. Yeah. They're in the tank. 4 cards. Oh, Fury's doing stuff, to be fair. They're gonna need this, but they can't pay the wood again. No blocks. moderately awkward. And I go to 5. I mean, this is the way I don't just stop. The issue here is that I want to crack these Mistress Bubbles, but they're also the things making it Mirror Force cheap. We'll think about what they do here, and whether we need to do that. Alright, Islet's gone. Yeah, they kind of burn the Fury there. If they Fury and kill the Ornithopter, we'd be basically dead. Bit tough. Okay, Fury token. Not a Fury token. Terror token. I'm gonna block with. I don't block this time with the Ornithopter, but I will probably block next time. I don't want to get them the opportunity to like lightning bolt it and push extra damage through. I'll pass here. These can also be activated to not block. My turn. Okay, we tree an island. Let's just do this. I'll leave the synthesizer on top. You then get to go Enforcer, trigger. I'm gonna go back with this. Isn't quite lethal. I'm gonna tag them to see top of their library. I'm gonna end here. I think we have them pretty well and truly done. Alright, that'll do it. Ooh, tough one, but yeah, we get there. Post-match wrap-up, some sweet games there. You really showcase the power of both Kappa Canoneer getting big around and blockable, then also the ability to, hey, in that last game, carry the Shadow Spear super duper well. The protection, the ward for just huge, just impossible to kill in a lot of spots. And also, in those matches, the power of Chalice of the Void locking people out. Like, plays a little uncomfortably sometimes, like on 0 with these or 1 here, but definitely worth it. And the ability with Ugin's Labyrinth to put a Chalice into play on turn 1 on 1 is super busted. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share it around. Let me know what you want to see next. And also, if you've got any ideas for like developing the deck further, like there's a bunch of different options to pick from. We don't have the benefit of all the kind of like modern legacy like Affinity cards, but there's some really cool stuff here and some interesting things to try out too. So hey, thanks for watching. Peace out.